are now tuned in to the Lineman Lounge, the world's thickest sports podcast, with your hosts, Mike and Evo.
Come on, Stan, bitches! This is the Lineman Lounge. We are live. It is Thursday night. It is kickoff night in the NFL. We have a fantastic game coming up. I'm fucking pumped. We got so much shit to go through. We got 16 games. The NFL season is here, and I am super fanned the fuck out. I'm going to tell you why I look like this in a little bit. But my man, Evo, how you doing? And why do I only see a tuxedo t-shirt?
Look, I'm ready. You made sure to let me know that we had to dress appropriately for our show last year. I believe for the kickoff, we did a little bit more formal attire and stuff like that. I thought I would do formal attire this time and tone it down. Is this not good enough for you?
I mean, I appreciate a good tuxedo t-shirt anytime I can get one. But yeah, it's not what I was expecting.
Well,
you always bring the heat with the outfits.
It's probably because my camera's only focused right here. Just
oh,
you like that?
Woo! There we go, baby.
I'm ready for football. Are you ready for football?
Apparently, we're ready for fucking OnlyFans. I got my
skin off ice and everything. I'm ready to go, bro. This is the Lineman Lounge where we get half naked.
Apparently we do. I was not expecting that level of commitment on the tuxedo t-shirt on the bottom half, but man, it is good. I like it.
Look, crop topping it and American flag banana hammocks is the way that we like to do it on this show. For all I know, you're just going like Donald Duck over there right now.
I am not going Donald Duck. And if I were, I wouldn't show you guys because I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube, and I also don't have a very big penis. So, there's that.
Don't worry. There's that didn't look like much. The Thunder Thimble has a sock helping it out for sure.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, smart. I like where your head's at.
So it's worse.
Yeah.
Sorry, baby.
Hey, she loves you still.
That sounds like the word. Hey, but she loves you.
I mean, she loves you. That's what I tell myself every day with producer Amber. Producer Amber has been fantastic over this last week. So our last show, we did it on a weekday. And we said that we had to make sure we generated some clips. One of those clips got a fuckload of traction. And 20,000 impressions, people bookmarking it, and had a lot to do with our AFC North talk. The AFC North did not take kindly to my comments last week. Apparently, people thought you were a Ravens fan and you were a traitor because of the purple. I tried to explain to everybody you were a Vikings fan. But apparently the Ravens are better than the Browns. The Bengals are far superior to the Browns as well. People bookmarking. I think people are trying to keep receipts. And at one point, I was called a super fan, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, my 56% hit rate last year on my bets is pretty good. That's exactly where professionals need to be at to make money. And just because I am a fan does not fucking mean that I don't know what I'm talking about. So I am here, super fanned out. We are going to let the first week of the NFL absolutely rip. I am pumped because there's a ton of shit to go over. Not only with our bets, we got tonight's game that we need to preview, and there's some other news coming out throughout the NFL. So, Evo, my man, are we ready to start diving in to the show?
Yeah, absolutely. And as a bit of a show note, recently I've been doing a lot of streaming on Norski Gaming on YouTube, playing Starfield. But Sleeveless Mike over here, he's jumped into the game too. Trauma Romeo Gaming, give him a shout out about that. But if you start to notice during the show any sort of AV technical difficulties, anything like that, it is because we're still working through making sure that face cams and all that stuff work correctly for the gaming streams. It's a little bit more impactful on the computer. So if there's any sort of technical difficulties, we apologize ahead of time. But you're still going to get all the good content that you expect.
Yeah, you're going to get thickness overload. You're going to get all the picks that you expect to get every week. So, man, without further ado, Cliff, my man. Hey, I think I'm going to probably come over and get a drink after we are done here, maybe watch some football. But I got to get through the show first. We got to get some picks. Apparently, Cliff thinks he should fade me, but we'll see. But my man, are you ready to start diving into some storylines?
Yeah, let's do it, buddy.
All right, I am just pulling up our picks from last year. So, there we go. All right, so let's talk about some major storylines heading into the week, specifically into tonight's game. Travis Kelce possibly not playing. Has there been any rulings in, out? I have not seen anything, but that is a big impact on this team potentially. This game at one point was 6.5 points, I believe was the spread. It's showing right now down to 4. Line could still potentially move more and more as we get closer.
Yeah, so I've seen anywhere from 4.5 to 5 earlier in the day for the line. Currently, ESPN is showing 4.5 for Kansas City, but there hasn't been any news official put out like from ESPN yet. I'm not sure if our fantasy apps on ESPN have said anything. However, he did sustain a hyperextension and a bone bruise earlier in the week. MRI showed that ACL was still intact, so that is a good thing. However, this is the first game of the year. This is a Chiefs team that thinks we are going back to the Super Bowl. You don't want to take your most prized possession on offense next to Patrick Mahomes and do something that's going to cause him to not be able to be top notch for you as the season goes along. So Cliff here says he's marked out now. Again, I'm not seeing it on ESPN yet, but I fully expect him to be out for this game. I don't know how you play
him. You don't play him. He's he's probably, like you said, the most important piece. Besides Travis Kelce, there's no way that you play him in this situation. And honestly, so we're big on the Lions. We are bullish on the Lions this year, but there is absolutely no way that people are like hopping on this train hard enough that they're going to be betting the Lions game 1, unless you're a Lions fan, I think, right? Are we to the point where the Lions are that good that they're going to beat the Chiefs on opening night, even if they don't have Travis Kelce?
Well, I guess we'll have to get into that when we start making our picks, huh?
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So any other major storylines that we want to go over
not
before
really
we start diving into picks, all this other stuff? Because I thought you had some notes. No?
Notes for storylines and stuff. I mean, there's a couple things here and there. I mean, we've got basically kind of the bigger situation going on is the Bosa out there and 49er land signing a massive contract, highest paid defensive player. So that is good for, that team, obviously, because he's super impactful on their defense. I know that Joe Rockstar, who's already popped in here today, he's got to be stoked that they got that done. You also have over with the Raiders, you have Chandler Jones, who is kind of going through it right now. I don't know. I mean, he doesn't want to play for that team, and I get it. But he said that the Raiders have sent a crisis team to his home, that he posted a whole bunch of stuff on Instagram or whatever, since deleted, saying that he doesn't want to play for the team anymore. Talking to an ex-girlfriend, trying to get her to communicate with him or something.
There's some weird shit happening there.
Yeah. It sounds very desperate by the Raiders, but unless the Raiders think that he's like got a CTE battle of some sort going on, it seems a little bit overboard, honestly.
Yeah, it seems a little outrageous. And I don't blame Chandler Jones for not wanting to play there, because I don't think they're going to be very good this year. And Chandler Jones, last we saw him, was a premier pass rusher still, and probably could still be that guy given somebody adequate on his opposite side, like a Max Crosby. But he doesn't want to be there. He wants the fuck out of Vegas. I don't think he plays one snap for Vegas this year.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. I just pulled up on the fantasy app. Travis Kelce was being reported as questionable as you were talking. New notification. Travis Kelce declared out for tonight's game.
Ruled out. That's a smart decision. They're missing Travis Kelce. They're very clearly going to be missing Jones. He is not going to be be there. He's going to be somewhere sitting in a suite waiting to get a big fat fucking deal from the Chiefs organization, just like Bosa just
Raiders.
got. I don't think he
wait,
is in that same.
Were you saying Chandler Jones?
Not Chandler Jones.
Oh,
so it was in regards to this last comment. The Niners fucked the Chiefs. They absolutely did, because Chris Jones is going to want a shitload of money.
Yeah.
Then I don't think that they're going to be able to do that. But we'll see. The Chiefs are in a weird salary cap position because of the Pat Mahomes deal. They're going to be kicking the can down the road, just like the Browns have done. We have, over the last 2 weeks, I think, transitioned, I don't know, $30 million worth into signing bonuses to open up cap space, restructuring deals. I don't think it's to go out and get an extra piece like a Chris Jones or any of that. It's probably to roll it over so we can pay fucking Deshaun Watson next year, because we're just kicking that can down the road farther and farther. And so we will probably continue to see a shitload of restructures.
Yeah. Now, one other note here, and I don't know how this slipped by me originally, but I wasn't aware of who Chandler Jones's brother is, but it makes a lot of sense.
John Bones Jones, baby.
I don't know how that one slipped by me for so long.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Chandler Jones, and
I don't know if there's a whole lot of other, I mean, there's storylines here and there, but we'll kind of get into those when we go over the games.
I absolutely agree. Evo, you froze that time.
Oh.
Guys, once again, we apologize for any of the technical issues that are going on. I might actually have to buy a better computer just so I can run all of this shit that I now have down here in this room.
All righty. Well,
all right, man. You ready to start diving into game breakdowns?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, brother. So obviously game 1 is tonight. Kickoff, I believe, is 8:20.
Yeah, it's 5:20 out here on the
so
Pacific.
we're going to take you about, go ahead. Oh yeah, you guys are on Pacific time right now, right? Oh god. So we are on daylight savings time, which can go the fuck away. So 8:20 out here. I'm going to be up late watching this game. I ain't got shit to do. I ain't got a job. Probably going to fucking get high after this. But let's get into this first game. So this is massive implications. We think the Lions can be really good. We know that the Chiefs are supposed to be good. What are you expecting from game 1? Because there are a shitload of new faces on this Lions team that we think are going to play very well. But this Chiefs team has been consistent for the last, 4 years now with Pat Mahomes there. They are fucking good. They figure out a way to play enough defense and they can score. So, my man, give me your breakdown. What you got in game 1 tonight?
Yeah, so the Lions, again, they are a up-and-coming team, especially if we expect them to carry on what they were doing at the end of last season. The second half of the year, they were one of the most, if not the most, offensively impressive team in the NFL. And they've only added more talent. They've kind of changed up their running back room, gotten rid of, 2 of their main guys in Jamal Williams and in Swift, but bringing in it all. Like, I don't want to say addition by subtraction here, but bringing in Jahmyr Gibbs feels just like such a good fit. A good enough fit that last week I made that prediction that he's going to be that offensive rookie of the year. He could be a game changer on that offense when the offense is already very, very good. And he's a good modern NFL running back, much more like a Alvin Kamara, where his receiving capabilities are off the charts. He's a decent runner, fantastic receiver, and that sort of versatility is going to really benefit that offense. On the flip side, the defense is where things kind of broke down for the Lions, especially in the secondary. They have beefed up that secondary through free agency. They've added some other big names, a guy that you really like in the middle of the field there, in Jack Campbell. The defense now having a full year with new defensive staff in there because they had to switch things around in the secondary partway through the year. I think that they will have gelled better. They'll have meshed better. They see the vision that Dan Campbell has been preaching, and that's going to make this team very competitive. All right. Now, this is a hell of a test going up against the Chiefs week 1, though. But you have Chris Jones not playing because of the contract. You have Kelsey now out. And have less receiving options than you did before. Now, Juju Smith-Schuster is who I'm kind of talking about here. He's gone. Not that he was a big target, but the thing is, when you have a quarterback like Mahomes, you just need guys who can catch the ball and you can spread the ball around. He's going to be able to dissect the defense and figure out where to go with the ball. We saw it for years with guys like Brett Favre, who they had C-level receivers on their team that looked like B's, sometimes A-level receivers, because he just threw the ball so damn much, and he was able to find guys that were open sooner or later. It's the same sort of thing with Mahomes, except for he's way more surgical. Now, this is the scary part about it for Detroit. Patrick Mahomes is 5-0 in week 1 in his career. Yep. He averages 318 yards per game with 0 turnovers in week 1, and also averages 3 or more passing touchdowns in every single week 1 game that he has played in. I don't necessarily expect that sort of performance. Like, I don't expect to see a dip from Patrick Mahomes, but them having such difficulties with the receiving options right now, particularly Kelsey. I mean, Kelsey draws so much attention to the middle of the field that the Lions are going to be able to take advantage of this. All right. So right now, the line that I have on ESPN is Kansas City -4.5 with an over-under of 53. Is that what you have as well?
So that is what I have, but I'm going to check FanDuel now that we have the notification that Travis Kelce is out and see if that line has started to move, because it would not surprise me with the notification that Travis Kelce is out 2 hours before game time. That line, good potential to move right before. Vegas does not like giving away money. I mean, if you got it early in the week, I saw some places it was -6.5, which was too much.
7.
Let's see here. The line has moved down on FanDuel from 4.5 to 3.5 now. So it is starting to move already with the Travis Kelce news.
All right. Well, look, I'm ready to make my pick for this one. I was willing to take the Lions at that 6.5, 7 points. I was willing to take them at the 4.5 points. 3.5 where they're at now, that's a little bit difficult. So if we want to go off of the absolute most current out there, 3.5, fuck it. I'm taking Lions money line. Or excuse me, not money line, spread. Taking plus a point.
Okay.
Close one. Woo. It's been a minute since we made bets. I got to get back into my mojo here.
Yeah. Lions +3.5. Okay, I like it. All right, so I'm going to start breaking this down as well. So I believe that the Lions are going to be very good. The Lions, though, they have so many new pieces that it is going to be interesting to see the way that this offense can mesh and meld. I understand that the Chiefs are missing, some vital pieces. Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, like those guys are big fucking deals for this team. But this is the Lions, and it is a brand new group. Like, we don't know what we're going to get. I think they're going to be very good. I think they're going to be very competitive in this game. They could even fucking win this game. It's entirely possible. But there's something about Pat Mahomes. He's never lost week 1. And a guy that I was really, really high on last year did not have really much of a season at all is the guy who is on the board right now. Potential for Sky Moore to have a fucking breakout game finally. He is slotted in as a starter. Him, MVS, and Kadarius Toney are the 3 starting wide receivers. Kadarius Toney is up and down with injuries. MVS, we know what he is. Can Sky Moore, a guy that I was really fucking big on, come in and make an impact? I think he can. Do I think that there's enough impact for them to cover? No, the Chiefs perpetually don't cover. Why? I don't even know why we would consider a Chiefs cover regardless of the week, right? Because they almost never cover. And I've got some numbers here on the Lions under Dan Campbell. They are fucking 23-11 against the spread under Dan Campbell. That is pretty goddamn good. So I am not taking the Chiefs to cover, but I do think that they are good enough to win. I want, man. I am going to go Man, minus 220 on the Chiefs money line though. Lions cover. Lions plus 3.5. I can't do it with the odds as where they were at. Minus 220 is too much. This Lions team is going to be pretty goddamn good. Chris Jones being out, Travis Kelce being out. I think they still probably win, but they win by 3. Lions plus 3.5.
Yep. Now, this question from Joe Rockstar: with Kelce being out, should he play McKinnon or stick with Lockett in his flex spot? Well, we might not be the people to ask because we're all playing in the same league together. But
correct, we're all playing in the same league.
I like Tyler Lockett in the flex spot still, just as a receiving option. McKinnon is going to still get mixed in there. McKinnon had a good end of the year last year, but if they're still trying to have a mixed backfield, you're going to see a lot of Isaiah Pacheco. You're going to see McKinnon and maybe some Clyde Edwards-Helaire. All right. But Pacheco is going to be probably their first and second down type of guy. McKinnon will mix in there for more passing downs, things like that. PPR leagues, it is good to have that option with McKinnon because there's that upside. But Lockett is just more consistently going to be getting you those catches, and he's going to be part of a big offense. So that's where I would go personally.
So I like the McKinnon play just because he has the ability to get yards and catches either way. I like that versatility. So that's where I would lean. And I think that Tyler Lockett's run in Seattle is just about done. I would imagine that Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to take some of that target share away from him. And with the fact that Travis Kelce is out, unproven receivers, they're going to probably lean on McKinnon a little bit more. So that's why I lean McKinnon in this situation. He has more opportunities because guys are out. Tyler Lockett is going to have less opportunities because there are more playmakers on that offense.
All right. And Joe Rockstar saying he's looking at the PPR, doesn't trust Geno Smith. Well, I've got some Geno Smith stats for you here coming up in a little bit. Now, it might not change your mind on Lockett so much because, like Mike said, the ball's going to get spread out a little bit more with JSN being out there now. But I think that Geno Smith did very good last year, and he's got a potential to be even better this year. Just like Jared Goff for the Lions. That's why both of them are quarterbacks on my team.
All right. So I'm pulling up our picks from last year just so we can see where we ended our season. Oh, God. There we go. So, Evo, you went 62.36% on all of your bets. That is a fucking wild number. That is so good. Very impressive. I went 56%. I am not upset with my picks at all. At that hit rate, 56%, that is exactly where you need to be. But you got me last year. So
62%. I almost want to show the people my junk again, because for everyone that's jumping in right now, I'm nearly bottomless, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to derail the show and have people's, wives or girlfriends start getting upset because they're slipping on the floor from too much moisture. So we can move on.
Yeah, but those are good numbers. Pick one of the season is in. We are both going with the same thing. Lions plus the 3.5. Let's see if we can fucking hit at least the 56% mark again. And shit, I'd like to get up into that 60% range where you were at last year.
You got to just roll back in the show, Dave.
You're going to have to back it up. Do it.
We'll see. We'll see if y'all deserve it. All right, next game. We have Sunday, September 10th.
You took me by such a surprise when you showed up for
that. We have Sunday, September 10th.
Go ahead, brother.
Panthers and Falcons being played in Atlanta. The line is currently Atlanta minus 3.5, over under of 39.5.
All right. So neither one of these teams are very fucking good. Like, we know that. New rookie quarterback, second-year quarterback who didn't get much play. The Falcons are at home. It makes me want to lean Falcons, but neither one of these teams are good, and I don't know that the Falcons are good enough to cover. So the line that I had, 3.5, I don't like that at all. I'm not going to bet a spread in this no matter what. I think the home team with the better quarterback or the more proven quarterback will come out on top in week 1. It makes more sense to me. So I'm going to go with the Saints getting a dub. Oh, I'm sorry, not the Saints. Jesus Christ. The Falcons getting a dub at home. I mean, it's not a big difference between the two quarterbacks, but at least Ritter has fucking played in the NFL before. Bijan could be a big fact. This game is shit. This game sucks. The only people that are watching this game are the fans of the Falcons or the Cardinals. Jesus Christ, the Panthers. Man, I'm not even fucking high yet, and I'm mixing up all the names.
It's week 1. We got to get back. We didn't have our training camp to get ready for this shit.
I know we did not have. This is training camp. This is it right here, baby. Training camp week 1. I'm going Falcons.
Fucking doing it
money
live.
line. That's right.
All right.
After all the shit that we went through to get this show started.
Yeah, high on the Falcons. That's because you live closer to Atlanta this year and you have more people who are fans of that team. There's nothing really to be high on with the Falcons.
Bijan.
Yeah, sure. Running game. But, we're in a passing league, so it's going to have diminishing effects. And also, like Joe said, flip a coin on it. It kind of is a coin flip. There's no way I'm taking the spread on this one. I don't trust the Panthers to have figured it out enough to be that competitive right now. So I am also taking the Falcons money line on this one because also 3.5 points, that hook is just too much for me with the Falcons. I don't trust them at all either.
Yeah, that's what kills it. If this is 2.5, I might swing the other way with the Panthers and with the points. Or it's just so fucking tough. This game is crap.
Yeah. All right. Next game, we will move on and we're going to skip your game for now. But we have the Jaguars and the Colts being played in Indianapolis. This is a Jonathan Taylor-less Colts team because he's on the PUP for injury reasons.
For absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Well, he says he still has some ankle pain, so, got to rest that up. But anyways, the line is Jacksonville -5 and an over-under of 46. Where you at here, Mike?
This is the Jaguars, and it's by a long fucking margin. Jaguars are 13-2-1 against the spread against the Colts. The Colts are not very good. I love their young rookie quarterback, Anthony Richardson. I cannot wait to watch him play, but this team is not ready to win anytime fucking soon. I think the Jags are ready to win, and they're ready to win pretty much fucking now. They have all the pieces that you'd like to see, maybe another piece on defense, shore up the offensive line a little bit, but their offense is going to be fucking explosive. I think the Jags win this and the Jags cover. -5, no problem.
All right. I'm a little bit more trepidatious on this just because it seems like Trevor Lawrence seems to have like slow starts. He doesn't immediately just start putting up the numbers that we are seeing from him on a more regular basis now. I also think the Jags are going to win this one. So I have the Jags on the money line. Colts, they are a team in transition. It is difficult. Thanks, Vanilla Gorilla. You the man. But they're a team in transition, new quarterback. This is a volatile quarterback in Anthony Richardson where we don't really know. I haven't watched much other than the cut-ups of him in the preseason. So it's tough for me to really put a finger on the pulse of how decent he's going to be at passing as of right now. Running the ball, he's going to have to do that because the offensive line isn't great. The running game isn't going to be great. He's going to have my boy, Evan Hull, back there, though, probably getting a lot of snaps for him. That's Evan Hull, former Maple Grove Crimson alumni, who just got drafted by them in the 5th round this year. Super stoked about that. And he's actually getting selected in a lot of fantasy leagues for it. I considered taking him with my last pick, but I didn't, just because I have to think about the program and making sure that we get wins here. But it'll be interesting to see how they operate. But that team is definitely in flux in transition. They didn't do a whole lot to adjust their receiving core, which was one of their biggest weaknesses. Not paying your running back and causing him to sit out with his boo-boo on the PUP list. That is not going to help your rookie quarterback and help the situation. So, yeah, I got the Jags on this one. I'm not willing to give the 5 points just yet, though.
Okay, so Jags money line for you. All right. I mean, listen, there is a lot of influx with this Colts team. Anthony Richardson could come out and ball out. But I just find that so hard to believe, especially with no Jonathan Taylor, no running back. I mean, I guess it could be close. I just don't see the Colts being able to really build an offense right now with what they have and don't have that's going to be able to keep up with what the Jags can put out on the field. Like, the Jags defense may not be fucking great, but they're going to score a shitload of points. So that's why I'm taking the cover on the -5.
Alrighty. Next up, we have the Titans and the Saints being played in New Orleans. The line is currently New Orleans -3, over under of 41.
Oh, go ahead, man. You go first on this one.
All right, Titans are bad. Titans are a bad team. Saints aren't great. And we alluded to this last episode, how they very well could win their division and not do it with any sort of like a commanding presence. The Saints should be better with Derek Carr there. They have a much more competent quarterback situation. We have seen Derek Carr have near MVP style seasons, but he can definitely be boom or bust. All right. But the Saints are just overall a better team than the Titans. The Titans, I feel like, did not go hard enough into rebuild mode. They went halfway into it and jettisoned a lot of players, but not enough. And realistically, they should be worse, but they're just still a bad team without much of an identity. Yes, you've got Derrick Henry, and that's about it. I don't expect to see much from D-Hop. I don't expect to see much from Traylon Burks. Defense, pretty terrible. I'm going to be taking the Saints on this one. I'm also going to be taking them on the money line, though, because it's another one where I think both teams are not that great.
And man, I'm right there with you, because the Titans are, what are they going to do on offense? Because I'm not a Traylon Burks guy either. I think D-Hop has a little bit more gas left in him than you think he does, but there's going to be so much attention on D-Hop when it comes to the pass game. You could still double D-Hop and stack 8 in the box, because Traylon Burks doesn't fucking scare me at all. But are the Saints really going to be any good? I find it hard to believe that they're going to be like they're going to go out and win 10, 11 games and win their division. Like we talked about, they're probably going to go fucking 8-9. They're going to be 500 or worse than 500, because you can't go fucking 500 anymore with the 17 game schedule. I am going to take the Saints, but I am going to take them on the money line as well. This game early in the season, two teams that we don't think are very good. I guess the best player on the field is on the Titans, if we're talking about, every weapon with Derrick Henry, but I still don't like the Titans. I don't like Tannehill. Unless Tannehill comes out and is like, all of a sudden I have to play for my job, I should probably stop throwing, just egregious interceptions and things like that.
And that's the thing, is that the Titans probably have the best player on the field on both sides of the ball. They have Justin Simmons, who is fantastic on that defensive line, and you've got Derrick Henry. But both of them aren't as important of positions as someone like a Derek Carr at the quarterback, which I think uplifts that offense a little bit more. I trust the weapons out there in New Orleans a little bit more. Jamal Williams, touchdown machine, is out there now, going to be running because Kamaro's sitting out the first couple weeks due to a little suspension. But and I believe their rookie running back, I believe, is hurt, not going to be playing this week, I don't think. But either way, Jamal Williams is a touchdown machine. We know that he can be a workhorse back there. I wouldn't necessarily expect big yardage from him, but a lot of attempts, possibly a touchdown, maybe 2, if they're able to get down to the goal line. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot. It's one of those where I'm not willing to start taking the spreads on these teams until we really start to know who they are this year. And with teams that we're expecting to not be very good, yeah, it's not worth taking anything other than the money line in this one.
Yeah. So I got 2 and 2 right now. You're on 3 money lines and 1 with the points.
All righty.
Nobody's covering yet.
Yep. All righty. Next up, we have Joe Rockstar's team, the 49ers, versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is being played in Pittsburgh. And let me know if this is correct. San Francisco -2.5 over under a 41.
That is correct. And yes, that is correct. And this is the first spot that you're going to pick a team to cover because the 49ers are so much fucking better than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Absolutely.
Not even fucking close in terms of like, how could we say that this is a 2.5 point game?
I don't know. I don't see the Steelers offense being able to put up even like 17 points. I think that's a stretch. That's possibly their max in this game. And you're going up against a very good 49ers defense. I don't care if, Purdy looks like he did or didn't last year. That offense is still so much better. 49ers -2.5 all the way. I'm almost considering taking the over on this one if I'm feeling frisky, because 41 points, I feel like the 49ers will be able to contribute close to 30 points here.
31? Yeah.
Yeah.
31, I feel like, easily.
And
because I don't think that fucking defense is that good out there in Pittsburgh either.
Yeah. Now, Spicy Mike, we have been doing this in the past, and I believe that we still are going to be screenshotting these picks and posting them up
We will be.
onto the Facebook page. And then down on Pickett and Pickens. I am down on Pickett. Sure. I don't think that he's the answer there at all. I like George Pickens a lot. I like the potential. I don't know that he ever turns into a number one style receiver, and he doesn't have to because they got Deontay Johnson there, but you don't have a quarterback that I trust to throw it to him. Yes, their defense
These
is
guys
solid.
they're getting older. TJ Watt is still a stud. Minka Fitzpatrick is still a stud. But Hayward is getting up there in years. Everybody along that defensive front is pretty much about done. And I'm going to get a run at this too, because like everybody from the AFC North is very pissed off at the Lineman Lounge unless they're a Browns fan right now. I think that they're old. I don't think that they're as good as they once were, as they were last year even. Maybe there's somebody I don't know about because I'm not following Pittsburgh camp super close and in depth.
They got John Michael Schmitz at center.
Okay, great. But that has nothing to do with their defense. Like their defense, very, very old.
All right. Joe Rockstar is saying that the O-line is suspect. Maybe so.
What Joe's doing is trying to get us to not go in on his 49ers because he thinks that we might jinx him. He's trying to backplay it like, no, we're not going to be that good. And then they go out there and beat the shit out of the Steelers. Then be like, oh, okay, we're pretty good. He's slow playing it right now. I know what Joe's doing. The Niners are going to beat the dog shit out of this team.
They absolutely should. All right. So I'm assuming you're San Francisco minus the 2.5 as well.
Easily. Yeah.
If this was San Francisco minus 3.5, I'd probably still be there. All righty. Next up, we have the Cardinals and the Commanders being played over in Maryland. Working on a new stadium out there probably because they got a new ownership group, but they are still the commies for right now. The line is Washington minus 7 points, over under of 38. Now, this Cardinals team, we've gone over and over again about how bad they are. I could see the minus 7, but I'm not going to take it. I'm taking Cardinals money line on this one Commanders money line on this one. Woof, I almost made a big mistake there.
Oh.
That is not one to do. I'm taking Commanders money line because I think that their offense could be good. I want to see a little bit more of Sam Howell before I start being able to feel comfortable with them on this sort of a spread. If we were talking Washington minus 3, minus 4, yeah, maybe even minus 4.5. As of right now, I just have to take the money line with the Commanders.
Yeah, and I'm doing the same thing, man. It's the Commanders on the money line because I don't know how good they're going to be, but I know they're going to be better than the Cardinals. Mike, that is just absolutely asinine. Just start coping now. I would recommend cracking your first beer on Sunday as soon as you wake up because you're going to need it by the time you have to watch this fucking game. I don't know how good the Commanders are going to be. Sam Howell may be awesome. Maybe not. But I have absolutely no faith in the Cardinals whatsoever. I am going to take the fucking Commanders on the money line because I don't know if they're going to be able to be good enough to cover, but I know that they're better than the fucking Cardinals. That's all I need to know for this week.
Absolutely. All righty. Next up, we have the Texans and the Ravens being played in Baltimore. The line is Baltimore minus 9.5 over under a 43.5. This line and the spread seems a little bit wonky to me. Yes, the Ravens are the better team here. Yes, the Texans have a rookie quarterback who hasn't looked phenomenal in preseason. They are a team that was able to duke it out last year with teams that they shouldn't have, like the Chiefs late in the year. The Chiefs barely beat them late on in the year. This was a Lovie Smith-led team with less talent on it back then. They are more talented now. They've got some upside to them. And they have an even better coach in D'Amico Ryans running things down there. I think the Ravens win this one, and I'm taking the Ravens money line. But I think the Texans are going to keep it close to the 9.5 points. That's a tough one.
So you got Ravens money line. I agree that the Ravens are going to win this game, but 9.5 is too much for me to give up because the odds are so much better. I believe that the Texans can cover this. They are a much improved team from what they were last year. They are better coached. They have a quarterback. I think that they are going to be able to keep this tight. And now, listen, the Ravens, they got Lamar back. They have better receivers, we think. As long as they can get the ball out, and we're going to see a whole new fucking offense from the Ravens this year. This is not the same Ravens offense that we have known for the last 6 years with Lamar Jackson there. He's going to be able to throw the ball a lot more. Is he going to be effective doing that? I have no fucking idea. But I think the Texans are a better team. They're improved. So give me fucking 9.5 points. Sure, they might lose by a touchdown. I still get a win. Texans plus 9.5.
All righty. All right, moving on to our afternoon slate of games. We have the Packers and the Bears being played in Chicago. The line is currently Chicago -1, over under of 42. Some information for this game. Since 2016, Green Bay has beaten the Bears 13 out of 14 times. All right, now Green Bay was a little bit of a different team because they had a little bit of a different quarterback situation going on. The Bears were also kind of a different team, and they're a different team right now because Justin Fields is on the upswing. If you listen to certain pundits for fantasy football and things like that, who think that apparently he has a chance at becoming MVP, which I don't expect.
One or the other, baby. He's God's gift or he's trash.
Yeah, and you know what? They have improved that team. They had a lot of cap space. They brought in some decent players. I'm still not sold on this Bears team, though. And I'm not sold on them minus a point. So I hate to have to do this early on in the year, but I'm taking Packers plus the points.
Yeah. Packers plus the points.
I'm taking Packers plus the points, and I don't want this clipped at all.
All right, so Amber, make sure you get this one. Yeah, so the Bears should be improved, right? They've done a lot of things to get better. But are they actually better? We don't know. We don't know what the hell the Packers are either. Jordan Love. But I know that Matt LaFleur has had a ton of success against the Bears. He's 8-0 outright and against the spread. I'm going to take the Packers, and I'm going to take them on the money line. I can get them with the point, but I'm going to take the odds. I'm going to take the Packers on the money line. This is a game that if I'm proven wrong, great. I'm proven wrong. The Bears are better, and the Packers truly, truly suck. But we're not there yet. We don't know what Jordan Love is going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to ride with the thing that I know. Packers money line. The Bears, I don't know. We'll see.
Now, one thing of note for this game that could definitely make a difference. Again, I don't think the Packers are going to be that great this year, but we have to see what Jordan Love is going to be. For this game in particular, though, they've got some receiving problems. As of right now, Randy Dobbs and Watson both sat out today with hamstring issues. They aren't sure if they're going to be playing on Sunday. If they don't play, that leaves them down to Jaden Reed as their main receiver and then your rookie tight ends. That's going to be difficult. They're going to have to be very run heavy, which black and blue NFC North, that's the thing that you can do going up against the Bears. But then that makes the game even more close and probably leans more towards the Bears' favor at that point. So as we speak today, I'm going to be taking the Packers plus the points. Unfortunately, if those
It's
guys
plus
are sitting,
one, right?
Yes. But if those guys are sitting, then I'm going to be wanting to flip-flop. I can't anymore, but I would want to flip-flop to a Bears money line win.
Okay. All right.
All right. Next game up, we have the Raiders and the Broncos being played in Denver.
I don't know what to do with the Bears yet, man.
Yeah. We have the Raiders and the Broncos playing in Denver, Colorado. A little bit of a rivalry game here. Denver is favored -3.5, over under of 43.5. Interesting because the Broncos were so bad last year, and the Raiders, Garoppolo led Raiders. I mean, they've got some pieces. It really is going to hinge on whether or not Garoppolo looks solid or not. And for me, I'm taking Raiders plus 3.5 here.
Oh, man, I don't know what to do with this one because I don't think the Raiders are going to be very good. Their offense was fucking abysmal at certain points last year, unless Josh Jacobs was running for 200 yards a game. It was abysmal. And do I think that Jimmy G is a better passer than Derek Carr? I don't. No, not at all.
Can he
There's
run
nothing about
their system better?
This offense. Maybe. I don't fucking know. Like, honestly, I don't know that Jimmy G is going to be able to run this system better because this is not the Kyle Shanahan system. This is not the wide zone where everything gets easier in that Kyle Shanahan system. I don't know that they're going to be better, but I also think that Russ could be completely fucking washed, especially because his coach is coming out and saying, Russ, shut the fuck up. Stop worrying about Russ and learn how to play fucking quarterback again and win a goddamn game. Like, so
yeah, I believe the quote was, quit kissing fucking babies.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't care how it came out. Shut the fuck up and play football is essentially what his head coach said to, in my estimation, is probably a future Hall of Fame quarterback and Russell Wilson. Shut the fuck up and play football.
Yeah.
That does not make for a cohesive unit that is supposed to win games, but I also think the Raiders are not going to be very fucking good. 3.5, too many.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking the Raiders plus the points here. They have Josh Jacobs, they've got Devontae Adams, they've got Hunter Renfrow, they've got options there on the offense. Jimmy G has been shown to be able to competently, at least average, run an offense. That's enough for me to say that Raiders team is going to be able to put up some points on the Broncos. Are the Broncos going to be able to put up points on the Raiders? I just don't know. They've got some receiving issues as far as injuries. Javonte Williams coming back from his injury. I don't know how their running attack's going to be. We don't know what this Sean Payton-led offense is going to look like there in Denver yet. The defense for Denver is going to be okay, but I just don't know that there's enough on offense. And to me, it's going to be, I like, if they're giving me points with the Raiders, I would have picked the Raiders money line to win this game. So if they're going to give me points, sure, I'll take it.
I'm going to do the same thing, man. The Raiders plus the points. I think the Raiders are probably not very good. I don't know what the hell the Broncos are going to be yet, but I know that situation that between the quarterback and the head coach, that is very contentious right now. Maybe we're just getting one half of the story and they're actually good buddies, but it sure as shit doesn't seem like it right now. I don't know how this relationship works out. I would imagine it's going to end with Russell Wilson no longer being a Denver Bronco and Kyler Murray being a Denver Bronco at the end of the year. If I were going to make a guess as what's going to happen, I think that's probably where I would lean. So I'm going to go Raiders plus the 3.5. and like they might be able to win, even though I don't think they're very good.
All righty. Now, this is probably more of a conversation for if we were on the talk, but how cool would it be if Sean Payton became the new future and started fucking around with Ciara on the side? That'd be dope.
Dude, that would be insane. And no disrespect to Ciara. Beautiful, great music. But what an awkward fucking circumstance that they're constantly in, because Russ is the corniest motherfucker on the planet. And Ciara is fucking BAD bad. And it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Now, when Russell was balling out, man, Sean Payton tagging Ciara would be fucking a wild storyline.
Oh yeah. All right, but that's not football talk, so we'll move on to our next game.
That was a good question. No, I like that.
Yeah. Right? But we got the Eagles and the Patriots playing in Foxborough. The line is currently Philly -4, over under of 45. What do you think you got here, Mike?
We're talking Eagles and Patriots, right? Sorry, I was reading. So I don't feel like 4 points is enough. That doesn't make sense to me. The Eagles went to the Super Bowl last year. I don't think they got any worse. I believe that they got better. And I don't like what the Patriots are doing and what appears to be the swan song of Bill Belichick's career. I don't know that he continues to coach much longer after this. This might be it. I don't know that they'll make the playoffs. They cut every quarterback they have. They don't have a ton of weapons. Juju Smith-Schuster's knee is about to explode at any fucking moment, apparently. So they don't have any weapons because they didn't re-sign Jacoby Myers. This is the Eagles, and they should cover, no problem. So I'm going to go Eagles -4. I think they can win this by at least a touchdown, maybe 10 points.
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet to assume that the Eagles are going to be able to win this game. I think that the Eagles actually have gotten better this year. Oddly enough, we talked about this with fantasy. The Eagles defense was like the 16th ranked fantasy team or something like that. And as far as being drafted this year, despite them being so good last year, losing their dog shit coordinator this offseason and gaining more talented young players, which is awesome for the Eagles. That being said, the offensive side probably is as good, maybe a bit better for the Eagles. So they're going up against a Patriots team that like 9 of the last 10 years have been in like the top 10 for defenses as far as like fantasy points and stuff go. But I don't know if it's Bill's swan song. I don't know if he'll call it quits, but they definitely aren't the Patriots of old. The only thing that's going to be positive on that team is Ramondre Stevenson and that defense. And the defense I'm still not sold on. This is Philly for me as well, minus the points.
Yeah. All right.
All right, next game. We have the Dolphins and the Chargers being played out in California. Chargers -3 on the line, over under of 51.
So I love the over in this game. I expect a shitload of points to be scored in this game. And I believe that the Dolphins win this game outright. I don't even need the points. I believe the Dolphins are a better team. I need to see the Chargers go out and win a game that fucking matters before I start picking the Chargers in a game that potentially fucking matters towards playoff implications. I know it's fucking week 1. But I have been burned by the Chargers so many times on games that matter and that are important that I have to take the Dolphins, and I could get them easily with the points. But Dolphins as the dog, Tua's healthy. Give me the Dolphins on the money line.
I'm actually leaning the same way. Dolphins plus the points. If I can get Dolphins +3, I'm going for it. I think that again, Herbert, he has an opportunity to be MVP or offensive MVP this year. Like, he's really coming into his own. I really like him. Their offense has been solid for the Chargers. They've got Eckler still. They added a rookie wide receiver this year who could help them out, especially because
it's week 1, so they should be healthy.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Chargers, that they have had an issue with health, but also their offense hopefully will be run a little bit better because Kellen Moore is making his debut as the offensive coordinator out there. It'll be interesting to see what his offense looks like, not under the thumb of Mike McCarthy. On the flip side, though, the Dolphins last year with Tua playing looked fantastic. They looked really good. The running back room is a little bit beat up right now. Raheem Mostert is planning on starting out there, but you have Jalen Waddle, you have Tyreek Hill, and you have a unconcussed Tua playing second year in this McDaniels offense. I like the potential there. The one thing that's scary for Tua is the Chargers do have a pretty damn good pass rush, right? And they got my boy Eric Kendricks playing out there at the middle linebacker position now. So that bodes a little bit better for the Chargers defense. But the Chargers defense was one of the worst at defending the run last year. So Raheem Mostert, unless they got better this offseason, which I'm not sold on, Raheem Mostert might have himself a decent little game out there this week. For me, I'm taking Dolphins plus the points on this one.
Dolphins with the points.
Yep.
All right. All right. Our Twitter is blowing up right now. I have been pissing people off all week. Somebody came at me at Kimes, and I had to go and defend her because she is my favorite person on ESPN. She's also probably the smartest football analyst on ESPN, with the exception of maybe Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah. All right. Next game. We've got the LA Rams going out to Seattle and playing the Seahawks. The line is Seattle -5, over under of 46.5. Where you at here, Mike?
All right. So the Rams we don't think are going to be very good. I think they're going to be better than you think they're going to be. With your bold prediction from the show last week, saying they're only going to win 2 games and they'll be coming against the Cardinals. I think they will be better than that. But they're not good enough in this game. I don't know if I'm up or down on Geno Smith. I made him prove it to me last year. He did. I rode a hot hand towards the end of the season. But I don't know if he's going to continue. Is he going to do it again? I'm not sure. So I won't take the cover. But I believe that Seattle is the better team. I'm going to take Seattle on the money line because the Rams team is just, they're not there. I mean, they're missing their biggest weapon again, and Cooper Kupp, who may go on IR. We don't know what's happening with the running back situation. Akers should be the guy, but he should have been the guy last year. He ended up in the fucking doghouse. I gotta stay away from the Rams until I see otherwise. Seattle money line, easy.
Yeah. Now, I think I had this question for you before in the past, but can you name anyone on the Rams defense outside of Aaron Donald?
Right now, I don't know that I can. I thought that Leonard Floyd was still there, but he's not. We know that Jalen Ramsey's gone, even though he's not playing. I don't know if I know another guy. John Johnson III. Did John Johnson III re-sign back with that team? Maybe I know one.
Maybe. All right.
Maybe.
But my point is that Seattle's got a very competent offense. They possibly got not possibly. I truly believe that they got better this offseason. They brought in another running back in Zach Charbonnet, who I really liked coming out of UCLA. But even more than that, they brought in JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba. They have solidified their offensive line, which was for years an issue out there, but they've gotten a decent offensive line now. And then they went with Geno Smith, and he surprised everyone last year with how good he played. Geno Smith ended last year first in completion percentage in the NFL with 69.8% completions, 8th in passing yards, 4,200, just over 42, almost 4,300 passing yards, and tied for 4th in passing touchdowns with 30. All right. That was with low expectations for him to be the long-term guy there. That was with a offense that is not as good as they are today. They've invested now in Geno being their quarterback. Financially and in the offseason with who they've brought in. All right. That offense in Seattle should be able to tear up that Rams defense. All right. When we flip to the other side of the ball, the defense in Seattle was their weak point, but they added more guys there. Who was the rookie cornerback that they got this year?
Tariq Woolen. Oh, this year.
Yeah.
Who was there this year? I don't remember.
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that maybe they didn't. Was it this year?
I know they got fucking Tariq Woolen last year.
Yes. Well, they had 2 rookie cornerbacks last year that ended up working out really well. Kobe Bryant and Tariq Woolen for him. Let's double check here real quick. Seahawks draft. I'm pretty sure that they got one of like the top 2 or 3 cornerbacks. Devin Witherspoon. They got Devin Witherspoon number 5.
Oh yeah, they did get Witherspoon. Fuck, dude, that secondary is gonna be nice.
It's
gonna be very nice secondary.
That 12th man out there, that defense. Playing in Seattle is tough for a lot of teams. The Seattle fans make it tough, and they're going to be behind this team. It's going to be loud. They're going to make trouble for Matt Stafford in that offense. Again, that offensive line out there is terrible. Matt Stafford is looking like he is on a downhill decline. He's saying that he is not connecting with the young players on his team anymore. Cam Akers, we don't know if he's going to even be competent, like average. And again, Cooper Kupp is out. You have Tutu Atwell and Skoranek going out there as like your main receivers.
I like Skoranek.
I like Skoranek.
Skoranek is a nice little player.
Yeah.
As a like a back end 2 is a nice player.
I think he's a solid 3, but you need to have a good 1 and a 2 out there to make that 3 worthwhile. And I just don't see it happening. So for me, I'm taking Seattle -5 here. I am willing to go there because I think the Rams are going to be that bad this year. And Kupp not playing just widens that spread for me even more in this game.
Seattle -5, week 1. And who would have thought last year that we would be betting on a fucking Geno Smith led anything? He balled out last year. I hope he fucking does it again, man. I am rooting for Geno Smith.
Now, Joe does bring it up. It could be a fluke.
I was hoping that it is a fluke. It could be. We've seen them happen in the NFL, all sorts. Basically, every quarterback that's ever backed up Tom Brady and played a game has gotten a big fat fucking contract somewhere, and it hasn't worked out. It is entirely possible last year was a fluke for Geno.
I mean,
one of the reasons I'm taking the money line.
Case Keenum had a fantastic year with the Vikings and took him to the NFC Championship game. It hasn't been good since.
Yeah,
right?
Nope. Case is a great backup. Love Case. He was not good for us when he started.
Yeah, but I don't know that I see that regression potential as high in Geno, especially when you've added more pieces of that offense. I think that he should be able to put up at least what he did last year, which was very, very good.
Yeah, and the system doesn't change for Geno. Everything stays the same for Geno. So that makes this easier to not be a fluke season. Adds a couple of weapons in Jackson Smith and Jigma, and I think Charbonnet is going to play a role in this offense for them. A nice little 2-headed backfield with Walker and Charbonnet that's going to take some pressure off of Geno as well. So I kind of like their offense to be sneaky and produce quite a bit of points.
Yeah. What Joe's saying here, Geno, 2 picks and a fumble, 1 touchdown, 165 yards. I sure fucking hope not, because I'm starting him week 1 on my fantasy team.
Ooh, what, when did you draft a fucking quarterback?
Me?
Yeah.
I drafted 2. I got Goff and Geno back to back late.
Okay. Oh, but you're starting Goff. You're not starting Goff tonight against the Chiefs.
Nope. They're going against.
Nope.
Geno is going against the Rams defense, which I just said, don't know who's out there. Look, if Geno throws 2 picks and has a fumble to that Rams defense, I might just drop him, because that would be insane.
Flat out, just drop him immediately.
Yes. And Joe said self-proclaimed hawk hater there. So, and I get it, because they're, in your division. So, all righty.
Are they a rival? Would they be considered a rival to the 49ers? I don't feel like that's a rivalry.
There was a rivalry
they're in the division
for a while between Harbaugh and Pete Carroll.
Okay. Yeah.
That might be a bit of a holdover. But up until last year, the Seahawks haven't been truly competitive for a little while. So I don't know. Next game. Actually, did you pick this one?
Yeah, I got Seattle money line. I'm not going to give up the point.
Right, that's a safe play.
Points until Geno proves to me he's still the same Geno from last year.
Yep, safe play.
Yeah.
All right, Sunday night we have the Cowboys and the Giants. The line is currently Dallas -3.5, going out there to New York. Over under of 45.5. Now, interesting for this, Dak has won 10 straight games versus the Giants. Dak is going out there and starting. I don't know that I trust Dak. I don't know that I trust Mike McCarthy's offense. And the Giants were able to get a playoff win last year against a absolutely atrocious defense. I'm still taking the Cowboys on this one, but I'm not dropping those points. It is Cowboys money line for me. Sorry to Billy Coleman. Yes, you got Saquon back. Yes, you have brought in some pieces. I still don't think that they are going to be that great. Dallas' defense last year was gangbusters for getting sacks and interceptions. Their offense is filled with a lot of playmakers. The running back room is a little bit iffy, but they got Deuce Vaughn back there, baby. So he's just going to squirm his way through whatever little hole he can find. I think the Cowboys win this one. I think that continues that trend of beating the Giants, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people might think, especially a lot closer than the Dallas fans will think.
All right. And I am on the complete opposite end. I have absolutely no faith in this fucking Cowboys team based on some of the things that they have done this offseason. Now, going out and getting a Brandon Cooks, big get for that offense. But you just got rid of your offensive coordinator who likes to air the ball out and do a lot of different things. But now play calling is going back to a Mike McCarthy who likes to run the ball a lot. You have two smaller change of pace backs. I like both of them, but they need a bigger guy in there to take up some like short yardage carries. That means the ball's going to be in Dak's hand a lot. I don't know if the franchise still believes in Dak. Jerry Jones has said, I'm the fucking owner and the GM. I'll go out and make this trade for Trey Lance if I want, regardless of what it could possibly do to my quarterback room. I think there is some turmoil happening inside this franchise, and I don't know that it's going to work out in the Cowboys' favor. If Dak struggles, Dak could get the hook, man. He really could. Dak could be gone. And if they don't ball out, I believe that Mike McCarthy is fired this year. He's got to go to the NFC Championship game at a minimum to keep his job, but I don't think they're that good. There is a big change coming with this Cowboys organization, and it's going to be a season-long thing about what the fuck it is that they're going to do. They lose week 1. I am taking the Giants outright. Money line, they are a better team. They still have Dable. They got Saquon back. They at least signed a fucking receiver who knows how to catch the ball. It's not a lot of weapons, but Danny Dimes has the ability to run a little bit as well. I believe that the Giants right now are a better team on how they're run. I don't like what Mike McCarthy has done with this team at all, and I don't like him calling plays for this team. He has not shown to be an exceptional play caller unless Aaron Rodgers is his fucking quarterback, when Aaron Rodgers was in his absolute prime. Giants, money line on the upset. Give it to me right into my fucking veins. I am off on the Cowboys.
All righty. Well, that takes us to Monday Night Football. We have the Bills and the Jets, which is looking to be a pretty damn good game. It's going to be played out there in New Jersey. Line is Buffalo -2.5, over under of 45.5.
Whew. I don't know why we're going to, I want to try to make this into a big spectacle, but it's not going to be a big spectacle. The Bills are a better team. Are we convinced that Aaron Rodgers makes this team that much better than the Jets were last year? I don't think so. They're going to be better, yes, because fucking Zach Wilson is atrocious. He's fucking terrible playing the quarterback position in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers will be better than that. But are they better than the Bills team that I think is going to go to the Super Bowl? I don't at all. All the conversations around the Bills and all of the turmoil. Stephon Diggs was on the Pat McAfee show today talking about his relationship with Josh Allen. It's not this big, massive problem like everybody is trying to fucking make it out to be. Is there maybe a little turmoil? Sure. Is he disappointed with the lack of success in the playoffs? Absolutely. Who the fuck wouldn't be when you're a star wide receiver? I think the Bills got better. They are healthy. They get Von Miller back. They get fucking Jordan Poyer back. They add an extra piece on the offense as well by going out and getting Kincaid, who I think is going to be an absolute Swiss Army piece. He's not going to have massive numbers, but he is going to open up things on the field for other guys. Give me the Bills, and the Bills cover. With 2.5, yeah, they'll win by 3 for sure. I think they can easily win by a field goal. Not a problem. Give me the Bills. The Jets, I know, Joe, I see you in here saying that they're going to go, the Jets are going to upset. I'm not on there yet. I'm not buying it until I see what Aaron Rodgers does with this franchise. Cannot do it. So, Bills, cover.
All righty.
-2.5. Bills -2.5.
Well, for me, I think we all know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. That being said, I do think the Jets are a very good team, and not having Zach Wilson as your quarterback is going to make them a better team. I do like the Bills a lot. I wish that they had more receiving options as far as wide receivers, but I think they've got a good two-headed tight end room. They got Stephon Diggs, and you have a decent number 3 receiver out there that they picked up. I can't think of his name right now. Andy Isabella.
Yeah, Andy Isabella.
And Gabe Davis, maybe he shows the potential that he had 2 years ago.
Boomer bust guy.
But I know that Josh Allen is going out there on the warpath. He wants to make something happen this year. We've talked about them being our pick as a team to go to the Super Bowl. I like the Bills in this one. I'm actually going to take the Bills money line, though. And I do think that I'm actually going to take the over on this as well. 45.5 points. I think both of these teams together have the potential to get up on that over. So Bills for me, money line, and the over.
Bills money line and an over call there.
One note there, though. Leslie Frazier took a step back. He's no longer the defensive coordinator right now. I believe he took the year off. That means Sean McDermott is taking back over the defense. I like the way that Leslie Frazier ran that defense, but McDermott is going to be way more aggressive. And I think that is actually going to help that defense out.
Especially with the fact that they were able to go and get healthy. Von Miller being fucking back. I did not know that Andy Isabella came from Mayfield. Mayfield Wildcats team here in a high school team here in Northeast Ohio. And I agree, Salah's defense is going to be good. Getting Rodgers, the Bills are healthy. That team, everybody was talking about that team winning a Super Bowl last year. Then they lose one of their starting safeties for basically the entire fucking season. They lose their best pass rusher in Von Miller, veteran leader on the defense. I can't see how the Bills got worse, other than the fact of the noise going around the organization. The conversations with Stephon Diggs and those things, that creates unnecessary conversations in the national media. But as a football team, did they get better or did they get worse by their personnel? They got better. Their team is fucking healthy. And I think they added a really nice piece to that offense, who is something. Listen, we can talk about they need another receiver opposite of Stephon Diggs, but Stephon Diggs is one of those guys that can kind of do it all. Dawson Knox is a good inline tight end. And this is a team that kind of runs a pro-style offense. We're not going to see Josh Allen in a 5 wide all the time. They run multiple tight ends. If you give me a flex guy, a guy I can put in an H like a Kincaid, you can do so many things. I think this team is better than they were last year.
Now, you brought up Von Miller, right?
I did.
Yeah. So he is starting the year on the PUP. So he will not be playing tonight. So that actually is going to hurt them a little bit on the defense. No, he is starting the year on the PUP. So that hurts a little bit on the defensive side, but still, I am rooting for the Bills in this one.
Yeah, well, it's because Aaron Rodgers is playing.
Absolutely. All righty. Well, that's it for the week until we go back in time for our games. All right.
Yeah, that is it.
First up, 10 a.m. in Cleveland, we have the Browns and the Bengals, a little Ohio showdown. The line is currently Cincinnati -2, over under of 47.5. Let's see what you got, Mike.
So, hold on. Stand by. Stand by. It's this fucking hard hat because I'm about to go to work, bitches. Okay. This Browns team is so much better than it was last year, and has absolutely nothing to do with the offense. Now, getting on Elijah Moore, adding an extra piece is very, very nice. Having Deshaun Watson without the rust on him is very, very nice to have. He looked really good in preseason. I went back, made sure I watched again because I was working, but he is getting closer to where he used to be. But this defense is going to fucking be insanely good. We're going to be in the right system. Press, man coverage, tons of fucking pressure up front. Jim Schwartz is ultra aggressive. I love that for this team. I am not going to be able to sit down and relax and watch this game. I'm going to be in the stadium working, but I get to sit and enjoy and watch the fourth quarter where I expect the Browns to have a pretty decent little lead. Joe Burrow against the Browns has only won once. Burrow is coming back off of an injury. We have seen when we play man coverage against this Bengals defense, we've actually done pretty well. T. Higgins hurts us more than Jamar Chase does when we are playing press man coverage because T. Higgins is really fucking good at winning 50-50 balls. That's where that comes in. It's not Jamar Chase that I worry about. The Browns are a much improved team. We are going to win this game. We are going to win this game, in my opinion, by 7 fucking points. We're going to win by a full touchdown, which with the spread, we'd win by 9.5. Depending on where you go, maybe 10 points. The Browns are better. All of the Bengals fans that have fucking come at me, don't worry. I am not going to immediately call you out after week 1. It's week 1. But when the Browns win this fucking division with just an absolutely astounding defense and a above average Deshaun Watson, I am going to absolutely rub it in your face. I have all of the mentions saved, guys. I am keeping fucking receipts as well. I have no problem getting to Joe Burrow, who is gimpy right now as it is, with a far superior pass rush, press man coverage, where we have performed very, very well. Give me the Browns, money line. I don't want the fucking points. I don't need the points. We win this thing. I said Elijah Moore, didn't I? Or did I?
Correct, but Roberto Gussolini.
Oh, okay. Elijah Moore is who we're talking about, Roberto Gussolini. We are better on both sides of the ball, and we were pretty fucking close to being able to beat them anytime. Like, we beat them last year, one time. We could easily do that again. I got no doubt in my boys. Going hard. Super fan. Fucking going to work with the hard hat. Let's go Browns. Money line, week 1.
All righty. I like Cincinnati in this game. I do, except for they are playing in Cleveland, and Cincinnati just don't play well in Cleveland. So I'm going to take the Browns plus the points on this one.
Is it 2.5 or is it 3 now?
On ESPN, they have them as -2.
Oh, 2. Yeah, shit, I was even giving you an extra half point.
Yeah. So I'll be taking the 2 points for the Browns if I'm going off of
plus
Caesars.
2.
All
Browns,
right.
I'll give you Browns plus 2. Pound it to
All righty.
That's what she said.
And then that takes us to our last game to talk about, the Buccaneers and the Vikings being played in Minneapolis. This is a retro jersey game for the Vikings. The line is currently Minnesota -5.5, over under of 45.5. Those uniforms are going to be adorned by a Bud Grant signature patch, which is real classy, man. I love Bud Grant so much. RIP. I'm excited for this game because this should be an easy win. I am excited to see our defense boomer bust aggression from Brian Flores. The offense is going to be better. We got Hawkinson locked up. That inner ear infection and equilibrium issue and everything went away as soon as he signed that big old contract. JJ, they're still trying to work on another deal or on a deal for him before the season starts. If that happens, he'll be happy. I'm happy to see Addison out there with the ones getting rotated in a little bit. I'm excited to see what this offense has in store for the second year under KOC. It was awesome last year. It has the potential to be even better this year. If the offense stays the same and the defense gets 5 spots better, we'll be cooking. All right. So easy one for me. I got Vikings winning. I'm actually going to take Vikings minus 5.5. I don't like the hook.
Oh,
I don't. I wish it was Vikings minus 5, but I'm going to take the minus 5.5. We need to shed that whole we're winning games by less than 3 points thing. And I think that we got the team to do it this year. And I don't think that the Bucs have the team to compete against it. Yes, Baker's playing, and I know some Bucs fans out there who are thinking that he's looking pretty good this preseason. Maybe. I'm not a big fan of their running back situation. I'm not a fan of their offensive line. Their wide receivers are old and getting upset for not having new contracts in Mike Evans there. And the defense, not a whole lot to talk about. I like the Vikings in this game.
Hey,
Daddy.
5.5 is rough. I wish that hook wasn't there, but I will take Vikings minus points.
Let me finish my show, okay?
Okay.
Okay, love you. Sorry, brother. So Vikings minus 5.5.
Yep, that's what I'm going to take. I want to take Vikings money line so bad, but I'm going to take the minus 5.5.
Well, listen, I'm taking my boys as the dogs on the money line. You guys are not the dogs. You're the favorite. I want to see you guys win a game by more than fucking 3 points before I'm able to take you guys minus 5.5.
Same.
I'm going to, yeah.
I'm betting with my heart more than my head right now.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Vikings on a money line because I feel like that makes the most sense. I'm interested to see the way your backfield shakes out more than anything. Obviously, Alexander Madison's taking over as the lead back there, but you got a couple of dudes that can really mix in, do some different things. Jordan Addison as an addition, I think, is going to be great for the passing attack. But is he going to have a massive impact right away? Are we going to see a lot of, oh, God damn it, I just forgot your number 3's name. I almost said Van Jefferson. Yeah,
KJ Osborne actually is going to be the number 2. Addison's going to be mixing in there as the number 3 and more of a slot guy, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, I mean, he'll get some play. I just, not right away, man. I can't do it. I think you guys are going to be good. I have a bet in on FanDuel that you will win the NFC North, but I am not really not ready to give up 5.5 week 1 on you guys, considering that every game you guys played last year was like what, 7 points or less?
Pretty close, yeah.
Maybe 10 points or less.
All close games.
Yeah.
All close games.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings money line, and yeah, that'll fucking do it for me.
All right. Well, that's the show, man.
That is it. That's the fucking thing, man. Hey, we're back.
We are back.
By the way, this is so hot. I don't know how motherfuckers who actually have to work wear one of these all day. It is so hot. It's like wearing a fucking ACA.
When I did construction wearing it,
I got the whole like.
Yeah, when I worked construction wearing one of those, I was just hot all over. I don't remember it necessarily being particularly any worse.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're working construction, it's probably just fucking hot and miserable.
Yeah, I do see how it could capture heat, though. It makes sense.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty warm. It makes my head look very large. Not that it's not fucking big, anyways. But dude, I was pumped. I was when we started getting that much traction, I got to tell you, the haters, you got to kind of deal with them up and down. I kind of like it. Also, at the same time, it's like, man, I really want to prove you. I wanted to get into so many Twitter arguments so bad, but I was like, no, don't do it. Be the bigger person. So I just tossed in like every little one-liners. So I didn't get into full-on arguments. Just tossed in little one-liners, being the natural asshole that I have grown into being. But my man, are you done? Are you ready? Are we ready to get the fuck out of here? Maybe make some bets and then call it a week.
Yeah, we're ready to get into this game tonight, which should be a fun one to watch. See what the Lions have in store for us.
All right. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us on this beautiful Thursday night. We got NFL coming up in about 45 minutes. So go ahead, get your beers, eat some food, get ready for the first fucking NFL game of the new season. Lions, Chiefs, you got all the picks here. I will get these posted to Facebook pronto, so anybody who wants to make their bets can have a chance to do so before tonight's game starts. I know I am playing a full slate parlay because who doesn't like the chances of winning millions of dollars? And then I will also play. I will put any of my bets out on the socials as well. Evo, I would imagine if you play any bets, you just load up your Caesars account again.
I have not loaded it up yet. I actually pulled it up, I believe, this morning, though, to take a look and see if I had any money in there. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, okay. All right. So I would imagine that loading up that Caesars account will be happening here in the near future. We'll put out bets for you guys. Everything will go on the socials. But guys, thank you very much. This is the Lineman Lounge. I'm Mike. That's Evo. If you want to interact with the show, go to the Facebook, go to X. Thank you, Joe Rockstar. It is now X. Not Twitter. You can go to any of the socials. We're there. I promise you. We're even on Threads, even though nobody uses that motherfucker after the first week. But we got all of it.
Absolutely.
Go to the YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe, click the bell so you get all the notifications. And then if you just want to listen, go to any podcast platform. We are there. We are back next week. We are here every week throughout the NFL season. I'm pumped. Let's fucking go. Let's hit bets better than we hit them last year. And we hit them at a really good rate. Evo, I appreciate you, brother. You got any last words for the people before we sign off and get ready to watch some fucking NFL football?
No, sir. Let's get to it.
All right, boys. Let's go. Browns win. No problem. Chiefs win, but don't cover tonight. Guys, we appreciate you. We love you. We will see you next week.
See you. Oh.